Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And today's content is going to give you a smile on your face and a smile in your heart, because there is nothing better in this universe when you see an impending leftist cataclysm where they eat themselves because their own priorities conflict that much. This is going to be one of those videos. Send this one out because this is one to watch. Everything will be linked into the description box below, and I cannot wait to hear what you guys think on this one. And if you are new or you are a returning viewer, please consider hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, and making sure you turn the notification bell on. We would love to have you in the fold to help pass these blessings out to the next generation by sharing this content that we bring to you twice a day on this channel. Thank you so much for your consideration, and today's content is brought to you by Lear Capital. Last year was terrible for investors, and there's talk of a pending recession that could be even worse this year. There are a lot of gold companies to do business with out there, but I choose Lear Capital. I trust them, and you can too. With over 25 years of experience, thousands of 5-star reviews, and a 24-hour risk-free purchase guarantee, Lear Capital is my choice when buying gold and silver. Go to LearLangley.com now to check out their free purchasing of gold and silver guide and to qualify for $15,000 in additional bonus medals for qualifying purchases. There's a link in the description box below, and it is LearLangley.com, and thank you so much to Lear Capital for making this content possible. All right, my brothers and sisters, as I mentioned in the introduction, sometimes in life you get the leftist priorities and they conflict and they start to eat each other. And I see a pending cataclysm on the horizon for this one, because this is a pro-gun bill for minorities, but the Senate has to pass it, which is Democrat-controlled, and Biden has to sign it, which would enable more gun rights. Oh, this is going to be good. Like I said, everything is linked. Let's dive into this because this has the makings of greatness right here. Barriers to Native American gun purchases lowered in bipartisan House bill. So we've got bipartisan, we got Republican and Democrat, so that means it must be good, according to everything that we've been told coming out of Washington. Check this out. Representatives Dusty Johnson, a Republican, and Mary Peltola, a Democrat, are leading the effort. But listen to what they're leading, because this is actually a noble cause. Again, setting up the Democrats to either off the minority rights or stick to their gun control line. Yeah. Small Business Caucus Chairman Representative Dusty Johnson, Republican from South Dakota, is reviving his effort from the previous Congress to expand the language on identification requirements for gun purchases. Under current regulations, tribal IDs are not recognized as a permissible form of identification for those purchases, even though they include most of the same information as a DMV-issued driver's license. Well, that seems like a disparity in rights to one group of people. It is. So how's the Democratic Senate and Biden going to sign it or not going to sign it? That's where it gets fun. Johnson and Representative Mary Peltola, Democrat from Alaska, the first Alaskan native elected to Congress, are jointly sponsoring the legislation. This has all the hallmarks of greatness. I can't wait. And also, listen to what it's trying to amend. Johnson told Fox News Digital that while even non-U.S. passports are allowed to be used as valid identification to buy a firearm, IDs used by people living in areas designated by the federally recognized 19 Indian Tribe List Act of 1994 are not. That year, 1994, what does that remind me of? Oh yeah, the assault weapons ban of 1994. Biden had a big hand in passing. After all, he beat the NRA. He's done it before, he'll do it again. No joke. Yeah. Well, now, we got to amend something else from 1994. We let that whole bad boy sunset for the assault weapons ban. But what are they going to do when you've got the problem facing the Senate and Biden of residents inside of a tribal community not being able to purchase firearms with tribal IDs, which actually have less rights than non-citizen passports? That seems like a disparity. I can't wait to see what they do. Let's continue, because it only gets better. Quote, classifying tribal IDs as an invalid form of identification for the purchase of firearms limits tribal sovereignty and tribal members' ability to obtain a firearm, Johnson said. Quote, a foreign passport is accepted as a valid form of identification. A tribal ID should be no different. My bill corrects this oversight, ensuring Second Amendment rights for tribal members. Again, that's a noble cause. Everyone involved in this scenario is a citizen of the United States, so why should they not have the Second Amendment rights? Awkward. Piloto said the firearms are an essential tool for subsistence and self-defense alike in her state, the vast majority of which is rural and undeveloped terrain. That's the Democrat speaking about Alaska. How are they going to handle this? I can't wait. Got one more thing for you. This is so crazy. Listen to what it already works for. Quote, tribal identification cards are already a valid form of a variety of uses, including boarding planes and accessing federal buildings and banks across the nation. This bill would extend this parity to include the Second Amendment rights of tribal members. It is past time that tribal sovereignty is recognized in this regard, and I look forward to working with Representative Johnson on this essential legislation. So they can board planes with it, they can do banking, they can do everything else, but they can't do purchasing of Second Amendment rights. I wonder if the Democrats in the Senate or the White House are going to sign this, because this is a problem of injustice, I would think. Seems to be to me. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.